Earlier today, it's time to go to the Garden State and head to beautiful New Jersey. We're joined on the line by a man who comes from Mayo, from South Mayo to be precise, and the Neil area, and that is Ollie Browne, who is living in New Jersey and is spearheading a major project for the Irish community in New Jersey to remember those who have lost their lives to COVID-19. Ollie, a very good morning. Thank you for getting up bright and early on this Wednesday morning. How are you doing?
Doing great here, Michael D, and thank you very much for the opportunity to inform your listeners of the project we got going over here. We're organising, it's all organised at this point. We're having a memorial mass this coming Sunday, June 13th, at the order of the Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh Club in West Orange here in New Jersey. I've been a member there for 17 odd years. So I lost my dad to COVID in January 11th. He was 97 years of age and hadn't been well. But when he passed, it just knocked the life out of me. Just the fact that I couldn't go home for the funeral and couldn't be there, even in his final hours, it just hurt. So another one of our members, Carl Burke from Ardfinnan in County Tipperary, he also lost his dad just before New Year. So we were there one night at the bar, consoling one another and, crying in our beer. And I mentioned, Carl, we should have a memorial mass here. We had talked about it previously. And I pulled out my phone and, we started just reminiscing on pictures of our fathers, our families, our grown-up years. And later that transpired into my brother organised making a headstone for my parents, and he sent me some pictures. So I shared these with Carl, and eventually his wheels started turning. He said, maybe we can get one of these made up and shipped over to the US and maybe unveil it on the day of our mass. Yeah. And that's how it all started, probably back in February. And we've been working hard ever since, and our preparations are almost complete, and we're going to have a beautiful mass this coming Sunday on our deck outside our club here in West Orange.
It's a beautiful idea, Ollie, because COVID has been so difficult for so many people, and certainly when you lose someone, for the bereavement process, it's difficult at the best of times, but it's been made so much more difficult during COVID. As you mentioned, you couldn't come home, to Mayo for the funeral mass, and like so many others here as well, it was just a real difficult time, wasn't it?
It was terrible. It just left a void inside. My mom passed away. She was elderly 3 years ago, and it just wasn't as bad because, of course, my wife and I and our three boys, we were able to go home and we were able to, express our condolences and meet our people, and it was just a nice sent off. But this one really hurt. But we hope in some way there's going to be healing with this mass. We're going to have an outdoor mass. We have three priests. We've our former pastor here at St. Teresa's in Summit, Monsignor Robert Emmett Harrahan. He's going to be the lead celebrant, accompanied by two other priests. We have a wonderful committee together. It's going to be a huge occasion, and I'm happy to say it's going to be streamed live. Anybody that wants to see this mass, if you go on shillelaghclub.com, there will be a link there. We're going to have 50 odd bagpipers. There's going to be a parade prior to the mass, and the priests are going to be piped in to the altar area. I'm happy to say that we're going to have two serving members of the Shillelagh who are in the military are going to carry the flags at the head of the parade. One of them is my son, Jack, who is an engineering student at the United States Merchant Marine Academy in Kings Point, New York. He'll be carrying the Irish flag, and another young man, Robert Lynch, is going to carry the US flag. So it's going to be a wonderful occasion. We're going to be presenting wonderful gifts at the Mass. We're going to have children present gifts, one of which is a cross from penal days, which through a contact of mine, it came from a lineage in County Cavan, but it's very old, it's beautiful, and it'll be one of the gifts. We've also some other wonderful gifts, including a sod of turf, replica of an immigrant ship, and other stuff. We're going to have beautiful live music. We have Pádraig Allen. He would be a nephew of the Foster and Allen, Tony Allen. He's based over here in Westchester. He runs the McLean Avenue Band, but Pádraig has kindly offered to help us out. He's bringing over a fiddle player and an uilleann piper, and they're going to provide the music. And it's just going to be a wonderful occasion. We have about 350 people signed up to attend. There's actually more, we think, are going to come, and there'll be standing room. Following the Mass, we're going to have the unveiling of this beautiful Celtic cross, which was expertly carved by Michael Carney over in Portahard in French Park. When we reached out to Michael, probably the end of February, asking him, could he construct a Celtic cross for us? We didn't know. We thought he's going to say these Yanks have lost the run of themselves over there. But Michael said not only would he be happy to help us, he said he would be honoured to construct this cross. And Michael and his team did a wonderful job. It's a beautiful limestone cross. We've got the Irish and US flags crossed on it, resembling the wonderful friendship between our countries and the immigration from Ireland to here. And also we have a beautiful, he carved a beautiful harp at the base of the cross. And so after the Mass, we will unveil the cross. And after that, we're going to have an Irish brunch where people can meet and greet. It's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. We're just fingers crossed that the weather is going to hold.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about yourself, Oliver. You're a native from Ahafada, the Neil. When did you depart for the States?
I immigrated here in the summer of 1996, so it's about 25 years ago. To be honest, I'd met a beautiful young lady in Galway, and she's from New Jersey, and I followed the trail. And after I met her, I realized this thing was only going one way. So, somewhere in our lives, Michael D, got to throw out an anchor somewhere. So I threw it out in some of New Jersey, and I'll tell you, I could have thrown it out in worse places.
Yeah,
and nearly did on a few occasions. But America has been very, very good to me, and I know that other immigrants from home, Pádraig and Jerry May up in Pearl River, and Seamus Glynn and Tony Welsh up in Boston. America has been very good to us. It is the land of opportunity. If you roll up the sleeves, work hard, get stuck in, there is opportunity here. So it has been very good to me. We've carved out a nice living, and we work hard, and we still work hard. Yeah. And I think it's just in our nature. But
what type of work are you involved with, Ollie?
I'm an electrician. I got my New Jersey electrical contractor's license about 14 years ago. It was tricky to get it. I'm from an aviation background. I spent 9 years in the Army Air Corps in Baldonnel prior to my world travels. So when I came over here in 96, I worked in various construction jobs, the hardwood floors, air conditioning, pulling and dragging, labouring, bit of carpentry. But I like the electrical trade. But I did get my license also to work on aircraft, and I actually worked for United Airlines at Newark prior to 9/11. I was on the night shift before 9/11.
Wow.
The big union job, and there was huge cutbacks and downturn in the aviation industry following the events of 9/11. So I lost my job. So I said, okay, back to the trades. So worked with various contractors for a number of years until I finally got my license. So I have my own business now, and I'm lucky, and I'm in a nice town. There's a lot of work around. I think it's like in Ireland; it's very difficult to get quality, good tradespeople. But I have a steady crew that have been very loyal to me, and we're doing just fine. We're paying the bills.
Yeah.
I have 3 boys, and I'm very proud of them. I said my oldest guy serves in the Merchant Marine Academy out in Kings Point. He will graduate with an engineering degree next year. My middle guy will be going off to the College of Charleston, Luke, this August. And my youngest, Seamus, he's a freshman, first year in the high school. They're all good athletes. Seamus is in the gym every day, pumping iron, getting ready for the football season, American football season in the fall. He also plays lacrosse. My older guy excelled at lacrosse. He played varsity for the high school here in Summit for 2 years, and now he plays on the number 1 team at the Merchant Marine Academy. So very proud of my boys, and great place. America's been very good to me. But if anybody asks me, Michael D, where I'm from Ahafada the Neil. That's where I'm from.
Good man.
That's where I grew up. That's where I first saw the light of day, and they're my people. In the good days pre-COVID, I would get back there, probably twice a year. And great to meet the guys around the Neil. We try and catch a few matches during the summer. I have great friends over there, Jerry Welsh and Miriam. They always looked after me. A gang of us went back home for the intermediate final back in October 19. I think there was the 7 former Neil players ended up back there, and boy, what a week. The Neil are a bit like Mayo. We've had a lot of hard luck stories over the years, but the young generation turned it on that day, and they gave us a week to remember.
Yeah.
Tommy Conroy and Brian O'Halloran, these young guns, they were absolutely fantastic. And we still talk, prior to that, every time I'd go home, we'd be talking about the minor team from 1980. But now it's all about the current crop. Yeah. It's all about the current crop, and they're wonderful. And the Neil GA have, I know they've wonderful plans for expansion. They bought a new field, great work going on up there. I saw a promotional video there. Actually, just saw it yesterday. You had Tommy and Pádraig Welsh there in this beautiful Renault Kadjar that they're raffling off. So anyone there in South Mayo or anywhere else, please buy a ticket. It's important we keep our GA clubs going. They're the lifeblood of rural community. I have great memories playing with the Neil back in the days when we didn't have Renault Kadjars. I had a Renault 4, complete with rust and leaks. But things have moved on. So, support your local clubs. If you put a bit of money in there, we're going to turn out more Tommy Conroys and more Pádraig Welches. And, that's going to be all positive for Mayo football.
That's so true. Yeah, so true. What's the current state of affairs over there at the moment with regards to COVID, the pandemic? How is it?
Things are pretty much in New Jersey. I can't talk for New York. In New Jersey, things are wide open. The mask ban, our Governor Murphy lifted the mask ban, I'd say about 10 days ago. Even prior to the mask ban or the mask being lifted, a lot of people were anti-mask and would not wear it anyway. Apparently, there was all sorts of legal ramifications. You legally couldn't be charged if you didn't wear a mask. So a lot of people would go into stores and stuff without the mask. But it's wide open right now. Bars are open, restaurants, everything is open. You come in, you can. Some people still are nervous and will wear a mask. I see school kids wearing masks, but it's not mandatory, and you do not have to wear it. Like for our event on Sunday, it's outdoor. Our mass is outdoor. There is no social distancing. The chairs are up against one another. There's absolutely no restrictions on us whatsoever.
Lovely. The memorial event, as we say, people can attend in person. You have a lot of people already booked, but people can. There will be standing room available for people that are listening to us over in the States at the moment. They can make their way there or tell their loved ones over there as well to attend. The memorial event will also recognise the generations of Irish people who charted the way forward to help us to continue supporting our communities. Those attending as well, Ollie, they can bring framed photographs of their loved ones to be displayed, and this will be blessed during the service as well, I believe.
Correct, yes. So we put it out to our social media channels that we will have a memorial table. So we have asked people who have lost loved ones during COVID to get us a picture of their loved one, and we will have it framed, or they can send it to us framed, the local people over here, and we'll have a memorial table which will actually be blessed prior to the Mass. And also people then ask, well, I lost a loved one, but it was pre-COVID times. Is that somebody I can include? And said, certainly. So we've had a lot of inquiries about that. So we've had, people in Ireland reaching out to us and saying, I'd like somebody remembered. People have emailed me pictures of loved ones, which we'll have framed, and that will be blessed prior to the Mass for sure.
Lovely. Give us the time again for people to go on to. It's shillelagh.com, SHILLELAGH club.com. Give us that'll be streamed live on Sunday. What time exactly?
It'll be 12 midday US time here, I believe 5 p.m. your time next Sunday evening.
Lovely.
We have a total. We have an IT crew. There'll be 2 cameras, so you'll get a good view of the whole proceedings. Prior to the cross unveiling, I will actually be making a small speech, and I think it'll be poignant, and it's going to hit all the spots it needs to hit. And these events are very important to us over here in the Irish American community, and along with the Irish immigrants, the Irish Americans, they have been fantastic. These people they're just very, very proud of where they came from, and some of them are 4th, 5th generation Irish Americans, and they saw their parents' grandparents or heard about their parents' grandparents' struggles, for jobs and with other ethnic groups, and they just held fast. And our Shillelagh Club, it was founded in 1968. There are 4 chapters here in New Jersey. We've about 1,600 members between the 4 chapters. We get together to march and parades. We get together for golf outings. It's a wonderful outlet for our people. And we are a 501c charitable organization. We raise a lot of money. We have a lot of events for various charities. So, the Shillelagh is strong. The Irish American community is strong here, but home will always be home.
Home will always be home. Well, Ollie Browne, a native of Father the Neil, but now based over in the Garden State, as they call it, of New Jersey. Thank you very much for joining us, and a very good morning to you, and best of luck for the event on Sunday.
Thank you. If I could just say one more thing, anybody out there, the Mayo GAA club in New York are having their annual golf outing up in Yonkers Sprain Lane Golf Course next Sunday. Pádraig May, Mike Marley, Marcus Hannick are involved there. If anybody anywhere can support these guys, where we want to keep the green and red flying at this end as well.
Absolutely. Up Mayo. Ollie, Garmila Machal.
Garmahag, Michael T.
Thanks very much for joining us. Great to have you joining us there from New Jersey, and the very best of luck with that event which is taking place on this Sunday. Shillelaghclub.com is the website. SHILLELAGH club.com is the website.